Had a little delay if you've been following me from social media. Had to record yesterday's recording for the record, because it was a good one. 2 days ago, I skipped that one. But if you've never been here before, this is probably just idle chatter. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Magical Serialism, your daily sonic sampling of the strange wind that blows upon our luck. Insights, reflections, and a song even I have not yet heard. We're going to shuffle these cards. We're going to draw 4 chords. We're going to turn them into a song. And then we are going to act like it means something. Because everything does. I like 5 shuffles, 5 fingers, 5 notes in the pentatonic scale, 5 stars in the star. You know what I mean? And I'm right. Because look at that. I cut right to the marked card. One of 2 marked cards that I know to be angels. That little fadey fade, that's how I know it was at the end of my printer ink. And so the angel makes themselves known before we flip over the card. Isn't that fitting? F major. Start. Okay. Well, for crimini's sake, let's try that again. F major starts us off today. Double strong, double sweet. The angel on the fairy moon, love that for us. F major 7. Walking down to its relative minor, the trickster, D minor. But that D minor is going to change. The trickster is driving the train today. D7. Okay, it's not so simple. A non-tonal bass note. The trickster is being dragged about under the control of something else, and we're going to find what that note is. Non-tonal. D, F sharp, A, and C are the notes we cannot pick. And all right, I hit F sharp, but I slid off onto G. And since F sharp is part of the chord, we can't pick it, so G it is. Golly G, I don't know if this is going to be good. Oh, this is like, this is the 3rd chord in Thank You for Being a Friend. Hear me out. Thank you for being G major. Thank you for being C over G. Thank you for being D7 over G. And if it were a different chord, oh, what is this next part? Oh yeah. I would say something differently. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna get copyright struck. There it is. D7 over G. The 3rd chord of Thank You for Being a Friend. Otherwise, kind of a weird one, right? It sounds like an, what is that, an appoggiatura? It's a retardation, that's what it is, where you have a chord that hasn't resolved yet playing over a bass note that has resolved, and we're left with all of the notes of the previous chord. This fairy moon gets thrown out, and that's because of the train. That's a 7th chord. And all right, well, it's going to get a little weird. D7 over G is now D sharp 7 over F, or over G sharp. Did I say D7 over D? You get it. Sounds the same, it's just higher. And it's going to sound super weird after that F major 7. And then now it's going to C. Hey, that's all right. It's all right. All right, C7. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I'll play that again. And where's that C7 leading us? It's going to stay C7 with a major C triad in the middle. It's leading us to A minor, which isn't, you know, a functional harmony kind of move, but it's all right. It's all right. And then the trickster shows up and ends the draw. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4 chords, musical chairs. The trickster has lost. Let's see what this thing sounds like in the shortest amount of time possible. F major 7. D sharp 7 over G sharp. Don't like that. C7. A minor. Let's make a song out of it. Here we go. A lot of twists and turns. Go a couple more rounds. Yeah. Messed that up. Try to get a little melody into there. It's a little tricky. There are some tones that stick around. Like this whole A minor chord, I can leave it there. And it turns this into F major 7 when I move that. And this A sharp becomes B flat. And so in a way, I think we're in F major. And it just goes into some weird places. Ooh. It has that feeling of someone who's realizing they've been seeing everything through a cloud and emerging out from it, putting the pieces together. I like that. I like that especially because puzzles are confusing, right? Like, you're putting a puzzle together and it's mostly confusion. You're looking at all these pieces and you don't know where they go, and yet even though you're totally confused and you don't know what you're supposed to do, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. F major 7. D sharp 7 over G sharp. C7 and A minor. And if we're in C, this is our 4. This is a weird thing that I'm not going to bother with. This is our 5, 7 of 4. So this connection trying to be made. And then this is our 6. If we're in F major, I guess we've got to call this, well, this is obviously our 1. Sure, we'll put that in major 7. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. D sharp 7 over G sharp. This is, if this were just D sharp, I would call this a flat 7 chord. But over that G sharp, I don't think it has any functional, like I could name it according to the system, but I couldn't name it I could do it to the letter of the system, but not the spirit of the system. This functional harmony analysis system, it is context-based, it is function-based, and so, yeah, I could come up with a name for that, but it wouldn't mean anything. You know, a flat 3 chord or a sharp 2 chord, those are just, they have no known function in the culture of this system. And now I'm talking too much. This is our 5-7 chord, and then our 3 chord. And since we're in the world of the angel, who is double strong, double sweet, and holding the object of nice, good power, kindness, gentleness, you gotta be gentle with those major 7 chords, and they encourage gentleness. And then the trickster is kind of like, let's see, over G sharp. We could say, all right, G is the root of the conductor's chord, and G sharp would be the conductor rising, and it's almost like the working class is getting the trickster to look for a friend in the hardest part of thank you for being a friend. I'm going to use that. I think that's valid. And that fits it, right? Everyone's trying to talk each other into something today. These days, right? Because we believe such different things, some of us. And this says to me, maybe somewhere that's working a little. Or maybe somewhere the antagonism isn't working and the trickster is rising to look for a friend, and being a friend is better. I don't know. Doing the right thing, being a good friend, those are at odds right now. And that's what this smells like. Like it's about to be like a friend and a confidant. And it's left hanging. It's left hanging. Oh yeah. But it's still doing something kind of functional. It feels like okay, that's a valid place to go after this. The mayor on the train, the leaders doing the work, doing the right thing, and then who comes out of it but the Ninja Queen? But when we repeat back, the Ninja Queen is just a part of the angel on the fairy moon, that A minor chord. If we hold on to those A minor notes, I'll even put them up here. There we go. Plain old A minor. And then we add the F to the bottom of that. There's something about the angel having that Ninja Queen darkness, and that very existence of the Ninja Queen in the angel's fairy moon chord implies this interconnectedness, even with the darkness. And so So try to make a friend. I don't know. I don't want to say that. Try to make a friend today, because try to keep a friend. Because specifically this morning, I had a friend tell me, you know, that kind of God had told them that he needed to tell me some things, and, you know, be a witness to God, to me. And I sort of said, like, hey, thanks, but no thanks. I'm already in talks with that spirit, and I'm on the right path, so I don't need that. And maybe that's the mayor on the train being like, nah, let's just get these things moving, man. You don't need to control what I believe. And did that go dark like this one does? Is that darkness a part of the light that this one has? It's all so confusing. But I like circling back to what Funny Bear Family said. That feeling of someone who's realizing they've been seeing everything through a cloud and emerging from it. And I like the double entendre in this. Because some of us are emerging from a cloud, and some of us have run out of clouds. And we can't be sure which one of us is which. That's part of the fun. The moment you're sure, it's like warping yourself into a reality where you're wrong. The moment you're sure of something that you cannot be sure of in this world, it's like warping yourself into a reality where you're wrong. That's Murphy's Law, really, to me. And if that sounds crazy, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But I'm all out of clouds. I'm just going to give it to you straight. So many careful little steps to do in this life. It's bittersweet, but the last half of bittersweet is sweet. It's kind of like, whoa, hey, all right, calm down. Let's talk about this. That's what this moment tells me. Maybe that piece is the piece of not worrying about questioning what you believe and just being sure about it. I'm just sure of everything. I'm sure this is this and that is that. And I think there are things in this reality that are worth being sure of. And there are things in this reality that are dangerous to be sure of. And those are the hardest things to talk to someone about. The ones that are dangerous to be sure of and that folks are being sure of. And I'd love to go back to a time where we could agree on what the facts were. But that doesn't mean I'm going to accept the fake facts that some folks are putting out. The rubber meets the road at kindness, and this administration's unkindness is on constant display. Their acolytes excuse it as tough love, but tough love is the laziest excuse. Smart boundaries, firmness. Some people practice tough love and they're just doing boundaries and firmness. But what I find is that often tough love gets used as a cudgel. And I'm all out of clouds to cover it up. Be actually kind to each other today. I know you guys will. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Go figure it out for yourself.